the complicated entry process of Thailand, saving the cats, and some tourism fun facts coming up on today's Good Morning Thailand with Tim and Jay. Hello and welcome to Good Morning Thailand, brought to you by Coffee Culture and My Beach Hotel, presented by Tim and Jay.
My Beach Hotel?
That's right, we've got a new sponsor.
Wow, I'm away for a couple of days and things changed.
Yes.
Where's My Beach Hotel?
Well, it is a 5-star hotel in Panwa in Phuket.
Ah,
We've moved up. We've moved up now.
Yes.
Fancy place.
I look forward to hearing more about that. You're probably asking, I hope you're asking why I'm wearing this. I'm about to do a big reveal.
Big reveal. But before we do the reveal,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen, as always, you can skip to the part where we talk about news after the live show. We'll have timestamps. So please...
To avoid the frippery that's about to unfold.
But if you enjoy our company, ladies and gentlemen, we have a big reveal. Tim, why are you wearing a jacket?
Well, I saw a shirt
Yes.
at a BTS station on Saturday.
Okay.
And I thought, I need that. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
You got the camera?
Yeah.
Mic aside.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim
We should have
Newton
music to go
stripping alive on camera.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh no.
Whoa!
Here we go.
There you go. The full Thaiger.
So you've got our painting basically on a shirt.
Well, it's offset, which is sort of funny. Or maybe my body's offset. I'm not sure. Anyway, there you go.
Do they
nice and
have
bright.
copyrights of using our Thaiger? Because
It's not the same. It's
it's
different.
pretty much the same.
Okay, I'm just going to put the jacket on.
But yes, you saw a T-shirt with a tiger and you were like, "That's what I need."
Colour TV.
All right.
Plenty to talk about, by the way, but I just thought I'd just do a bit of a reveal. Do you like it? No. Okay, good.
Sure. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, our first topic today is regarding the complicated entry process into Thailand. As you can tell by our thumbnail today, traveling to Thailand, ... It's complicated.
Yeah, and I'm starting to sort of get a little bit sick of this. I think I wrote the other day that it's taking longer than Cher's retirement concerts.
Yeah.
It's just dragging on, and we've still got until, July the 1st until things are apparently going to be open, and even that's not guaranteed. That's the proposal. But meantime, you've got Cambodia, and you've got even Myanmar, for heaven's sake, are reopening for tourists. You've got Malaysia, the Philippines, Vietnam. They're all basically opening up fairly quickly with a lot fewer problems. And the biggest problem by far, judged from your comments and from all the feedback we get here at the Thaiger, is this damn Thailand pass. It just seems to be such an impediment. Now, there are some people who say, I had no problem to upload stuff and I got a QR code, I got approval immediately. But a lot of people are having a lot of problems with it. And we don't tend to hear about those ones because they never even get to Thailand to go through the possible risk of being stuck in a quarantine hotel if you test positive on arrival. And even with this lifting of the pre-travel PCR test, there's no guarantee that you're not going to test positive when you get here in Thailand. I mean, the whole thing seems so arse about.
Yeah, they did slightly try to amend the Thailand pass and the entry requirements. The pre-arrival PCR test was planning to be scrapped.
That's from April the 1st.
Yeah, well, whereas the post-arrival test should have been scrapped.
That's
rather
the
than
one
the pre.
that really seems to piss people off.
Yeah.
The prepaid quarantine, the prepaid PCR test. You've now got the 5th day ATK test. But even so, people are just going, why is Thailand making it so complicated?
Yeah.
Which leads us to this article we found.
That's right, from Canberra Times. We do have a link in the description if after you want to read the full article. But so what was this article all about? It was basically talking about the complicated process and how Thailand is complicated currently.
What I found interesting, Jay, was that this was written from somebody outside Thailand. It's
Yes.
somebody who's obviously come to Thailand, and they describe the process. And the article is from Michael Turtle. at the Canberra Times.
Okay.
And I'll just read some of the paragraphs, which I think is an interesting perspective from somebody outside the country, and that's what sort of grabbed my eye. By the way, somebody sent this to me, this article, and I've forgotten your name, so whoever you are, thank you very much. Any overseas travel these days requires more preparation than previously, but Thailand, where I'm heading, says Michael Turtle, the writer, is still one of the most complicated of the open countries. Even as a seasoned traveller, the whole process takes me days of work, and there are times when I consider just giving up and finding an easier destination. Multiply this by tens of thousands of prospective travellers, and you've got a problem if this is people's understanding of what it is to get into Thailand. For most people, the easiest way to find a hotel is like a site like Expedia or Booking.com, because most of these authorised hotels have included the phrase SHA Extra Plus. So if you want to come to Thailand, you can go to the government site, the TAT site, but they're only sort of listing a certain number of hotels. But you can book a hotel through Expedia or Booking.com. But the complicated thing is, if you book the hotel through one of these third-party websites, online to OTAs, online travel agents, you then need to contact the accommodation directly to arrange and pay for the arrival test.
That's slightly annoying.
Of course it's slightly annoying. And in some cases, the hotels then sort of say, oh, well, you've got to pay to be picked up at the airport. Oh, you've got to pay for this, or you've got to pay for that. And he says the Thailand pass is required for entry to the country and creates another layer of bureaucracy you need to muddle your way through, as well as uploading proof of payment for your first night's accommodation and PCR test as a JPEG. PDFs are not accepted, he notes. You also need to upload proof of travel insurance that covers at least $20,000 of medical coverage for COVID-19. So this is an overseas writer, Michael Turtle, and he's had a lot of problems getting his Thailand pass. A lot of people have had a lot of problems getting their Thailand pass. What is the percentage of people coming to Thailand at the moment compared to 2019? Do you know?
Ooh.
The percentage?
Like 5?
About 3.
Oh, okay.
3%. So if Thailand, the TAT, anybody in the tourism industry think things are anywhere near what they used to be in 2019, you're kidding yourself.
I don't think anyone thinks it's close to 2019. The problem is when they attempt to come up with random statistics and say that, oh, we're targeting 800,000 people from this specific area for this reason, and then you wait a couple of months and you're like, what are you talking about? Like, you haven't even hit 50% of your target.
And you've got a lot of people who are enabling the TAT, and these are sometimes foreign companies who have got their own barrows to push, and they're repeating these numbers, and it just makes them look utterly foolish. Now, for the people that say, and we hear this from time to time, the Thailand pass is a scam. Well, it's not a scam, it's a process, it's bureaucracy, it's paperwork, it's red tape. I would say more than anything else, it's a lost opportunity, because they've made it now and they've dug the hole so deep that to unwind themselves, there's a loss of face and there's all the bureaucracy to undo all this red tape they've added. I think it's a very difficult time, but it was just interesting reading an article from a foreign journalist about the problems they had trying to get into Thailand. And it's complicated compared to just about anywhere in the world, let alone Southeast Asia. It's complicated, and it's overly complicated.
Right, the person who sent us that article was John, so thank you, John,
Thanks,
for
John.
that email.
Thank you very much.
Now, talking about tourists, one Natty Warisa went on a stroll yesterday, and she ended up in Hua Hin.
Now, I understand she took a train down.
Yes, she did.
So who went?
It was Natty and Jason. Trusty cameraman Jason.
How many rooms do they book?
2.
Oh, I'm just checking. All right. Who's paying for the rooms?
We are.
Damn it. All right. Well, I don't know what she's doing down there. I suppose we'll find out in coming days.
Yes. Yes, that's a secret. That's a video coming out for Thaiger members and the Bounce channel. However, yes, while she was in Hua Hin, she actually gave us a little update. So here's a quick update from Natty regarding tourists in Hua Hin.
Hi, Tim and Jay. This is Natty reporting from Hua Hin. As you can see, the nightlife here is bustling and hustling, And there seems to be a lot of local people here at these local nightclubs. There's live music happening at these clubs, and for some odd reason, the vendors seem to be kind of smoking hot as well. I think it's a great marketing ploy that people have definitely picked up here. But yeah, it's as vibrant as usual, I would say, but there are no foreigners. So far, I haven't seen any restaurant that is filled with a lot of foreigners, but this could be just this area. Let me investigate a little bit more. I was told that the whole street here is all nightlife in Hua Hin. So far, the first two ones at the corner seem to be really, really happening. The later ones are more like restaurants, like proper restaurants, not restaurant cum bars. So there's a lot less people. But also, again, this is Tuesday night, so I wouldn't be expecting too many people out and getting drunk. Now, before I end the segment, I would just like to say that Hua Hin seems to be somewhat normal. There's just a lot less foreigners, but that's a good sign. We're just waiting for you guys to come back and come and enjoy the Thai scene back here in Hua Hin as well. That's all for me, Natty from the Thaiger. Back to you, Jay and Tim.
The vendors are smoking hot?
That's right, Hua Hin vendors.
What's the thing about the vendors being smoking hot? Are they sort of starting to dress in alluring attire? A bit like my shirt.
Just possibly dressed up. Well, you know,
I think
we hear stories about Isaan, Buriram, where the vendors are finding very creative clothes to attract customers. But, you know, Hua Hin, especially during nighttime in entertainment areas, when you've got it, perhaps you flaunt it.
And we also noted, she was saying there was pretty much no international tourists down there, which is sort of becoming an increasing problem around the country. The number of international tourists actually in Thailand at the moment is fewer now than it was a month ago.
And Hua Hin's very popular amongst locals in Thailand. Like, it's just a quick ride away from Bangkok, so I'm not very surprised.
Bit of a weekender?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A quick weekend down Hua Hin. It's nice, it's beautiful, got some decent beaches.
So, very nice beaches. It's sort of, though, one beach. Like one long beach.
Hua Hin's quite small. I mean,
Yes.
It's quite small. Carmel's got a comment.
Yes, this is for the previous topic about Thailand Pass. So Tech Symbol said that the Thailand Pass is the reason why he had to cancel his trip until November. Yeah.
Well, because of the complexity, because he didn't get it approved. It looks like there is a chunky percentage, I don't have an exact number, of people that don't even get approved for their Thailand Pass because something wrong with the paperwork. So, we get it. We understand the pain. And for those people that do get through, well, that's fantastic. But just a lot of people aren't. And this is a huge lost opportunity.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Carmel's back.
Oh, yes, I'm
where
back.
did
Carmel
go?
was unwell yesterday.
What?
Yes.
Well, she went and had a pedicure or something.
She went and had a party in Hua Hin with Natty.
Yeah.
Yes,
No,
and I came back right away.
You
Sounds
came back
right.
at 4 a.m. this morning.
Another comment from K. Hamim. The lifting of the pre-arrival test makes no sense at all. I'd rather test positive and not be allowed to board than go in a 10-day quarantine in a foreign country.
Yeah. Well, it's not 10 days anymore, by the way. I think currently it's 7 days, and they're looking at dropping that again. But look, we get it. There's complications, and that's what drew us to that headline today. It's complicated. It shouldn't be complicated now, but it is. Having said that, we've got a story going up on the Thaiger.com talking about rising numbers of COVID, not just around Southeast Asia, but around the world. There's another wave on the way.
Yep.
How that's going to translate into what countries are going to do, probably little in the West, but I've got a funny feeling in Asia there may be an adverse reaction to rising cases around the world. We just have to see how that pans out.
Well, let's quickly talk about the Southeast Asia tourism. Do you have some fun facts?
I have some fun facts, Jay, and
Yes.
I just thought this was interesting because this was an article that went through just a number of different random numbers, and people love numbers. So Russian tourists coming to Thailand, go back to September last year, it was 2.8% of the international travellers coming back to Thailand. 2.8% of a fairly small number at the time, because we were only running the Phuket sandbox at the time. In January this year, it was nearly 18% of all the tourists coming into Thailand were from one country, Russia. And now the number of travellers coming from Russia is precisely 0. Although we acknowledge that there are some Ukrainian and Russian people who have been stuck in Thailand and haven't been able to get back for obvious reasons, some more obvious than others, and they're obviously working with their embassies and friends to work things out. We've even offered a room in our house to Ukrainians or Russians who are stuck in Phuket at the moment. No one's taken us up on the offer. They must know about my cooking. So another one, pre-pandemic tourism in ASEAN countries.
Okay.
And here's Jay to tell you the 10 ASEAN countries.
Myanmar,
Yep.
Thailand,
Yep.
Philippines,
Yep.
Brunei,
Yep.
Indonesia,
Yep.
Laos,
I'll give you Thailand.
Thailand. Oh yeah, Laos, Thailand, Malaysia, Cambodia. Oh, the last one. Don't know.
Vietnam.
Oh, Vietnam.
So that's the ASEAN countries. Well done. You got Brunei. I thought Brunei's the one that everybody...
9 out of 10 is not bad.
Not that bad. Just note, everybody, he forgot Vietnam.
Yeah.
But around the ASEAN countries, tourism accounts for about 12% of tourism. We know 12% of the ASEAN GDP. In Thailand, it's more like 20%. A fifth of Thailand's workforce was employed in the industry. That's massive, isn't it? And about 74% of investment projects approved in Cambodia in 2019 were for the tourism sector. So massive investment going into tourism into Cambodia. International visitor arrivals fell by 82% in ASEAN in 2020 and 98% last year. That's like huge drops and huge amounts of investment and tourism money that just aren't coming anymore. AirAsia, Malaysia, has already said it's going to impose a fuel surcharge, a fuel levy, because of the rising fuel costs. And Malaysian Airlines say they're going to introduce a fuel levy from March the 23rd. Expect those fuel levies to be added to a lot of airlines in the next couple of months because of the rising oil cost, because of, that war.
Yeah.
So just a few fun facts there. I thought might just give a bit of extra perspective about Southeast Asia.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a quick break. Once we come
Like
back...
my shirt?
I do like your shirt.
Good, just checking.
However, once we come back from the break, we've got stories regarding the new Songkran rules, which you already know about, but we've got beautiful graphics, official graphics.
From the Public Relations Department of the Royal Thai Government.
That's right, as well as an update on university students who've been charged over a student who died from excessive hazing, and non-profit Watchdog, a story about cats.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
Yeah.
Well,
all right.
it's sort of a nasty story, but with a happy ending.
All right, we'll be back right after this. And welcome back. You're watching Good Morning Thailand. Ladies and gentlemen, our new sponsor, My Beach Hotel. You can key in the code Thaiger at checkout for a 10% discount. It's a 5-star hotel. It's a 10% on top
Beach.
promotion, so they have a promotion already.
I don't know at this place. I'm just having a quick look. My Beach Hotel.
It's too exclusive.
Phuket. Oh, dear. That's
Yes,
nice.
it's gorgeous.
Ooh.
Just check out the website. It's absolutely gorgeous hotel.
I'm thinking,
Yeah.
I think you might be thinking too, outside broadcast.
Yes, My Beach Hotel. Definitely.
Outside
It's a must.
broadcast, outside broadcast, outside broadcast. That usually triggers the algorithm.
All right.
So if you're watching from the My Beach Hotel Phuket in Panwa,
Yes.
well, that's a nice area.
Yeah.
Can I come?
Outside broadcast for Jay and me, not Carmel.
Yeah, Carmel says, "Can I
No.
come?"
Carmel cannot.
Carmel's demands can't
Well,
be
they
met.
wouldn't let a wheelchair on the plane.
Yeah,
No.
it's the Perrier and stuff. It's
Oh,
just
the Perrier water and the room
needs
temperature.
room temperature.
Oh, she's,
Who even has room temperature water?
she's very difficult.
She's got a on-hand temperature monitor with her.
My beach hotel in Phuket, you don't want Carmel coming. Don't even think of asking it.
As well as Coffee Culture. Thank you for sponsoring the show. Biggest online store for Thai roast coffee and coffee capsules. You know, they have coffee capsules as well.
Really?
Yeah.
When did they introduce those?
I think they've always had it.
Okay, because our coffee machine at the Thaiger, this
Yeah.
is a really big problem, isn't working at the moment.
Yeah.
We've had to use instant coffee.
Yeah.
But we could use the capsules.
There were a couple of questions from concerned viewers. They were like, the coffee machine's been broken for 3 weeks. I think it's actually been 2 weeks. And someone was like, why don't you just fix the coffee machine?
Well,
Genius idea.
Yeah.
Thank you for
duh.
that. No, but unfortunately, it does take time. You know, we still have, we're in the last year of the warranty running out. It's gone to the shop for repair, and unfortunately, believe it or not, there are other people with coffee machine problems, and therefore we have to wait in queue.
What brand was it? Because it was very good.
DeLonghi.
DeLonghi, that's right. It's a very good coffee machine.
Yeah.
There's a free plug for DeLonghi.
And there's about, I don't know what, 50 to 100 people who use it on a daily basis.
Oh, yeah. It's very popular.
I have 3 coffees myself. You have 1. So,
Yeah, I had to buy one on the way today. I was going to take a photo there because they were very nice people. I gave them 1,000 baht. They weren't very happy at 7 in the morning being given 1,000 baht for a 60 baht coffee.
Well, 7-Eleven.
No, it didn't go
Oh,
to 7
at a coffee shop.
At
Okay.
one of those coffee kiosks.
Oh, no.
Of which there's hundreds along Asok Road.
7-Eleven's known for exchanging money.
Sure. But I thought I'd be difficult
But the
with
poor
a vendor.
coffee shop owners, small ones. Anyways, Terry Johnson and Jamarcus Campbell, thank you for being Thaiger members.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate your support.
Yes, appreciate your support. By the way,
Yes.
do you have your Thaiger painting?
Yeah, you can buy Tim's shirt in a painting.
It's a bit different.
Ours is better.
Yeah, these are available there. Of course, a direct copy of the famous painting that has adorned our walls at the Thaiger. Sort of our signature painting. Thank you very much. Forget her name.
All right.
She was a BIS. We bought it from a student. We bought it from her.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for 2 minutes Thailand. 2 minutes Thailand. 2 minutes Thailand.
Okay, good.
I tried to
what's
make
it
that happen.
What's it about today, Jay?
It is about a drink that is orange in color.
Fanta.
No,
Oh,
it's Thai.
Thai iced tea.
That's right.
Oh, that Thai. Oh,
Thai iced tea, it's the best. It's the best. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 minutes Thailand with Lan, where you get to learn about different aspects of Thailand and the Thai culture. Today, nothing bigger than Thai tea.
Today, let me tell you about Thai tea. Have you ever tried Thai tea before? It is quite popular and many people love to drink Thai tea, which we call Chai Yen Sin Thai. The writings about tea appeared in the Laluber's recording. He noticed that Thai people started drinking tea during the reign of King Narai Maharaj, which was when Thailand started trading with foreigners. But the way Thai people sweeten their drink was actually quite unique. Instead of mixing sugar in their cups, they would spoon the sugar directly into their mouth and follow that by tea. It was popular only among elites because the villagers preferred to drink rainwater more than hot tea due to the hot weather. It is said that Thailand was influenced by drinking tea with milk and sugar from India. When we trade spice with Indian people, in 1893, Nestle launched the first brand of sweetened condensed milk in Thailand called Madam Thun Hua. Since then, drinking tea with milk and sugar is more prevalent in Thailand. 10 years later, Thailand had the first eye factory, and ever since then, coffee shops began sprinkling up in the city. and iced tea or Thai tea became more popular and became a staple item that every restaurant must have. Chatramu was the first brand which made Thai tea orange. Chatramu became popular around 1945 and made Thai tea color from dry Assam tea leaves. The tea leaves turn into the soft orange color when mixed with sugar and sweetened condensed milk. Some shops might make it orange by using sunflower or food coloring to make that similar orange color. Thai tea is also my favorite drink. What's yours?
I can't do Thai tea.
I can. It's absolutely amazing.
Bright orange, and they use that sweetened condensed milk. It's
glorious.
Oh my God, it is so
glorious.
sweet.
You must love it and live it in all its glory.
The actual tea they use is pretty much like
It's very little tea in it.
it's like an English breakfast sort of flavour.
Yeah.
But that's so sweet, and they use nuclear waste to infuse into the tea to make it that bright orange colour. It'll light up like a whole neighbourhood. It's just so radioactive.
I learned something new. I did not know Chatramu were the first brand to make it orange, so that's how it actually started being orange.
Okay.
But yeah, you can see that brand all across Thailand. I didn't know they were the ones.
Somebody
who invented
mentioned another drink as well.
Yeah.
What's that drink that they mentioned?
Oh, someone's favorite drink is caramel macchiato.
Yeah, ha ha ha. Carmel, over to you.
Wayne Hodgins said that Thai tea equals to too sweet. And Shane Stevens said if you have too much Thai tea, that equals to too many tummy aches.
True, possible.
That is true,
Well, I
actually,
think that'd be
for
all
some
the milk.
people.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of milk in Thai tea.
You can't have more than one. It just becomes too much.
Oh, yeah.
It's too sweet. I'm a tea lover, obviously. Nothing beats a good masala chai. But
But my favourite tea is a chai tea. Although a simple English breakfast tea with a drop of milk will do it for me.
that's the first level. That's the introduction level.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I'm not sure.
No? Chai? Well, I
I think
tea.
our American viewers might disagree. They might have had tea and they probably don't get it.
That's probably true as well. Living in Australia, we had the infusion of the British, being the British colony we were, and then of course after the Second World War we had all the Southern European migrants coming over, the Greeks and the Italians, and they brought all these amazing coffees with them. So we've got both cultures in my homeland. Some 11 years ago.
Of New Zealand.
New Zealand, much the same.
All right. Let's quickly talk a little bit about Songkran. Now, we've got a graphic for you. Tim, I'm going to open this up.
So this is a graphic I found yesterday from the Public Relations Department. But if you read them out, I think it's complicated.
Well,
because that's the theme of our show today. It's complicated.
Measures to reduce the risk of COVID-19 infections during the Songkran festival. Ladies and gentlemen, water splashing and traditional activities such as Rot Nam Dam Hua are allowed to be held in line with the COVID-free setting measures.
Okay, so there you go. Now, it's saying in the first sentence that water throwing will be allowed.
Oh no, it's not water throwing. Activities such as Rot Nam Dam Hua, it's like the more traditional way where the younger generation.
Just read that first paragraph again.
Water splashing and traditional activities.
Water splashing
Yes.
and traditional activities
Yes.
will be allowed. That's what it says.
But what they mean by water splashing is not particularly in guns going around shooting people.
But don't you think that's a problem?
This is a water splash. Pew pew. Pew pew.
No, water splash is
A giant
with
tub
a
of
bucket
water.
of iced water, then a douse of itchy powder.
This is what I mean. I think this relates to you more. Foam parties, selling and drinking alcohol in the venue are not allowed. So no more foam parties for you.
But what does that first sentence say? Water splashing.
Pew pew. Pew pew.
Well, that is your interpretation. I think people out there would be going, water splashing is with the pump and buckets of water.
I agree. It's all about the guns and going around water guns.
It says water splashing.
Water guns.
Correction.
Yeah, correction, water guns.
What did you say?
I just
He
said
said
it's all
guns.
about the guns going around.
Oh, no.
Water guns.
No. Water
Yes.
pistols.
Water guns, shooting people with water.
Water.
Yes.
Okay. Then it starts to get a bit more boring.
Those who attend Songkran activities in closed spaces must wear masks and maintain physical distancing at all times.
Just think about wearing a face mask. Some people find them uncomfortable enough. Imagine one completely moist.
Yeah.
It's going to like cling to your face. Somebody said the other day it's going to be like waterboarding.
And
It's quite as bad as that, but
here's another reason why I think water splashing is just a quick little dab of water, because water splashing is not allowed in public areas such as roads.
okay, but it still says water splashing in the first sentence is allowed,
Yeah.
but not on public roads. So you're not going to be able
or
to.
public areas. So no public areas, no roads. It has to be indoors. But then if it's indoors, you have to wear a face mask. And if you're wearing a face mask, how do you water splash someone?
So can I give some advice to the Public Relations Department of the Royal Thai Government? Can you get somebody to fact check these things and make sure that there's no conflicting advice? Because there's a lot of contrary advice in that I think will just confuse people more. As it is of today, I'm not really sure what you can and can't do during Songkran. We've promised all our readers at thetiger.com and our viewers here on YouTube that we will provide information about particular events you can go to and what the guidelines are going to be. But if you have to wear a face mask combined with water splashing, that doesn't sound very practical.
All right, Kamal.
Hans is asking if you both know what will Songkran be like on Bangla Road this year.
Oh, I think it'll pop off.
Well,
There's nothing stopping Phuket.
Well, that's a point. I mean, what the government wants and what the government gets might be two totally different things. Where, as we can see in Hua Hin, the bar scene is, in some areas, it's popping again. What will happen in Pattaya and Bangla Road?
I think Bangla Road, I'm expecting loud music and people throwing water at each other. Water splashing.
And Chiang Mai, which is also very popular for Songkran. So there will be guidelines, and how much those guidelines are stuck to, because Thais, they've had 1 year where Songkran was the celebrations were completely banned altogether. The second year this is last year, when they were allowed to go back home, but the activities were no guns, water splashing, no water pistols. But this year, I think the advice they're giving is very, very confusing, so we'll just have to wait and see. That's the way I see it. It's complicated. That's the way I see it.
All right, our next topic is an update regarding a student who died because of extreme hazing. A total of 32 university students in Thailand's Isaan region are now facing criminal charges for a brutal initiation where a first-year student died after being beaten.
Yeah, so can we sort of define hazing? These are like the initiation ceremonies at tertiary education, universities. Happens a lot in the army, the police force, and there seems to be a litany of deaths over 20 years that we get to report here at the Thaiger. Very sad stories, and this is just so sad.
Yes, first-year students at the Ratchamangala University of Technology in Isaan in Nakhon Ratchasima were taken into a rice field paddy, basically, and they were told they were going to play a football game, but they obviously weren't. The second-year students, or the elders, basically were hazing them, and they make them take their clothes off. They started punching them and
Forced
basically
them to drink alcohol.
Yes, forced them to drink lao khao, which is a type of rice alcohol.
Yeah.
And so it just got too far. They bullied one student in particular. They punched him too many times. He was already having a lot of alcohol, and unfortunately, on the way to the hospital, once he went unconscious and couldn't breathe properly, unfortunately, he died on the way to the hospital.
So that is sad enough, and commiserations to the parents and family of that poor 19-year-old student. But there's 32 students involved in this?
That's right.
Who have now been charged?
They're facing charges.
Charges.
Yes, they haven't completely. But,
so they would be criminal charges.
Yes.
Now, it's not only... They're not going to go to prison.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they will carry this around with them for the rest of their lives. It's not only the student that died. It's these other students, the 32. And some of this incident will profoundly affect them for the rest of their lives. So sad, sad, sad all around. I feel very sorry for the family.
Yeah. Carmel's got a comment.
Tech symbols asking if they are up for manslaughter or no.
Well, this is interesting. I mean, they're probably of an age that they're criminally...
They're like 19, 20, 21.
Yeah, so
yeah,
they're over
adults.
18.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they could be charged. I mean, the family could, in a civil court, have them charged with criminal manslaughter. And I would assume that's probably not going to happen. I think the university's already noted that they're going to make some reparations to the family. But the family would be entitled to take them. They're of age and they could be criminally prosecuted. Probably not the 32, but the ringleaders or the ringleader. But we're just speculating that we don't know. But you're right, whoever that was. Tex symbol. A lot of people from Texas on the show.
Carmel, another comment.
Yeah, T-Nun is asking, are they going to ban hazings in Thailand?
Well, it's sort of banned anyway, but it still happens because we're talking of assault. These are direct assault cases.
Yeah, but these students who are getting physical, that has never really been part of hazing. But hazing in general, it's a tradition or something that needs to be stopped. It's stupid.
And I mean, we note that there was a case 2 or 3 years ago where a young army recruit died during a hazing ceremony. And Prawit Wongsuwon, the Deputy Prime Minister of Thailand, he's still a Deputy PM and an advisor to the current government, he said, a guy went through those ceremonies and I survived, so it's okay. I'm sort of paraphrasing what he obviously said. It was a bit more nuanced than that, but that was the general tone of what he said, and no commiserations from the family at that time. So I think there is it's all the way through the system, and it's something that's going to take generations to get rid of. But there doesn't seem any commitment. I mean, the Prime Minister should come out and say something about it. That's what the Prime Minister should do if he's the leader of the country. Say this is just not tolerable. I know it's a big thing in American universities, these initiation things, these
I think
Ivy
those are,
Leagues and...
but I don't think it's for everyone. That's when you want to join like certain clubs or certain...
Sure.
Yeah.
But hazing is a problem in different parts of the world. But here in Thailand, the army and the police force, it's part of the institution.
They should ban them. I think they should ban hazing.
Yeah, but I sort of think they are.
There needs to be an initiation process, but physical...
Does there?
Physical harm to someone to prove a point about what? Seniority? Let me teach you how difficult life is because... It's not already difficult enough.
That seniority thing is part of Thai culture as well.
Yes.
You are higher up the system, and there is definitely a pyramid of power in Thailand, and it runs all the way through the whole system. Oh, thank you very much. It's a bit of a donation there for sound effects from Nisha.
Yeah.
I think just knocked over a cup of water.
Yeah.
So very sad all round. But are they going to ban it? I mean, how do you ban something like that?
No, physical contact.
Well, you're not allowed to assault people anyway.
Yeah. But they should make that illegal.
So, but it is illegal to assault somebody already.
Well, then they need to regulate that and actually enforce it.
Yeah, the government needs to come out. The Prime Minister needs to come out and say these hazing incidents at schools, in the army, in the police force are not to be tolerated. And parents whose children get involved in these, they should be prosecuted as well. They should just make it very difficult for people. And maybe some of these people need to be criminally prosecuted to make I mean, the fact that they haven't been charged with manslaughter at this time shows me that the system is accepting of this type of behaviour.
All right. Our last topic, actually, I'm going to skip. Shall I skip it?
What is it?
Because we're running a bit late and I'd like to take some of people's questions.
Sure.
It was regarding the cats.
Oh, we can leave the cats to tomorrow.
Okay, we can leave the cats for
because
tomorrow.
we'd like to hear your comments and respond to them if we've got anything useful to say.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break. If you do have any questions regarding any of the topics we've spoken about today, please leave them in the questions section now. We'll be back right after this. And welcome back. You're watching Good Morning Thailand, and it's now time to answer your questions.
Thank you very much to all the people who have logged on and are watching us live.
Yep. Carmel.
I have so many questions and comments. Like,
Go,
would
go,
you
go.
like me to? Okay, so first one is from Text Symbol. It's regarding your shirt, Tim. At least they will stop as he's going across a pedestrian crossing. It's very colorful.
Well, yes, if you wear this onto a zebra crossing, the traffic will stop. There's no doubt about it.
Okay, next one is from Lee Shepherd. This is a comment. One must have a test before getting on a plane in your home country. So Thailand, taking away the pre-test, it's kind of pointless if your own country requires you to have
Yes,
it. Yeah.
we understand that there are some airlines and some countries that require you to do a PCR test before getting on a plane, which does nullify the Thailand government's lifting of that particular requirement. But not many airlines require the PCR test, but some countries do. Yeah.
Sick Puppy said, thanks for pushing Henrietta to the side. She was blocking the beautiful WTF mugs.
Yeah, now there is a bit of a fight going on. I mean, Jay likes everything sort of in the middle and centre and balanced, and I like everything sort of off-centre. So it's just an ongoing battle. But I got the last say today with Henrietta.
She will be back.
She's been
No,
moved
I
to
like
the
to
side.
keep Henrietta here.
I know you do. We've just got a difference of opinion, Jay.
All right.
I'm the boss.
Hans is asking if you would consider making the painting an NFT.
Ooh, that would be cool. Yes.
Okay, so I'll have to admit, I've read about these NFTs. I'm really not quite sure what I have to do to make that an NFT. It's something to do with crypto. I don't know enough about it. Somebody's going to have to write to me and say how we do that, and if there's any benefit in doing it.
No, we don't have the facility right now to do that.
We
We can't make that happen yet, but possibly,
Do you
Hans.
upload it onto a particular website? Or
No, it's not as simple as that. It's
Okay.
like a non-fungible token, which means
Fungible.
that there's only one of them in the blockchain, and we'll talk about it later.
okay, if it's non-fungible, use the ointment. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. Carmel, any other questions?
Super Billy Bob 53 says that America is a coffee country, but PG Santa says that the US actually has a pretty large tea culture as well.
Okay, I certainly sort of know America a number of times. I've been there. Good heavens, so many times in the 80s and 90s. But yeah, I pretty much noted that it's coffee everywhere. But yeah, obviously tea gets around as well. Yeah,
All right.
good.
Blue Moon asks, why would I want to participate in throwing water over people? I am not a kid.
Well, the fact is that Songkran is one of these celebrations, and over the years there has been some evolution from the gentle splashing at the temple and the wetting of Buddha images to larger amounts of water to a larger audience, such that when I was in Phuket on Songkran, if you were driving along the road on a motorcycle, on Songkran Day, you would get buckets of water thrown on you, or you'd be stopped and they would come out with a bucket of icy water and they'd pour it over you with a great big smile on their face. And so if you're riding on your Harley Davidson in a Gucci suit, it doesn't really matter. You're still going to get water thrown on you. So it's not a good day to be wearing your Armani or your Gucci outfits, Jay. And I know you've got a lot of them.
Yeah. Gucci outfits.
Yeah.
What even is a Gucci outfit?
Well, the clothes made by Gucci.
Okay. But like a suit, you mean?
Sure. Because, you often wear your Gucci suit.
Yeah.
I use sometimes the word Gucci to describe things that are
Cool.
very
In trend.
expensive.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
that's Gucci. You're so in trend.
Yeah, I'm very in trend. So yeah, why would you do it? Well, because it's just part of the fun. Mind you, after the first year running around getting buckets of water thrown at me, I sort of got home soaked and the camera destroyed, thinking it probably wasn't as much fun as I thought it would be. But if you're on the back of a flatbed truck, throwing water at people and driving around the streets on a hot Thai day with alcohol involved, it's probably a fine time, and a lot of people do have a lot of fun.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to call it an end there. We hope you've enjoyed today's episodes. And
Well,
please,
we've only been going, 5 minutes?
45 minutes.
45 minutes.
If you have enjoyed the episode so far, please click the like button. We've got around 525 people watching right now.
Can we do one more? Go on.
Okay,
one more.
One last question. Carmel.
Well, then it's for Jay, actually. It's
Okay.
from Nobody.
Okay.
Jay, are you wearing a Rolex, or Patek Philippe, or Vacheron Constantine? I'm pretty sure I butchered the brands, but what are you wearing? What's your watch?
I am currently wearing a Diesel, actually. The Diesel, I believe, is the only brand that makes giant clock-sized watches, which
That is a
like.
monster.
Yes.
Mind you, got big hands, big wrists.
I wish I had a Rolex, a classic. I would love a Patek Philippe, but I definitely cannot afford it for another maybe 30 to 40 years if I saved enough money
I had a Tag Heuer.
and decided not. Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, Tiger is affordable luxury.
Tag Heuer. I got it in Bangla Road back in 2012
Oh, a fake one. Okay.
for about 3,000 baht, and I think it's still going.
Yeah.
I wear it occasionally. It looks like the real thing.
Yeah, but Rolex, I mean, that's a statement that you've
It
made
is.
it in life.
Yes.
You know, Patek Philippe even more crazy.
Yes.
I can only dream of those watches.
I could only sort of fake the Tag Heuer level. I couldn't fake Rolex.
Fake it till you make it. It's all
Yeah.
about the presence.
Sure thing.
Yeah. But yeah, only a Diesel. But thank you for noticing.
That's a chunky watch.
That's a chunky watch.
That's an offensive weapon. If you swing that at somebody, they're going to fall down.
Yeah. All right. On that note, we're going to end the show. Thank you for watching so far. Click like if you like Tim's t-shirt, apparently. And
Send donations so I can afford a real shirt.
we hope you enjoyed today's episode. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you,
Bye.
Tim. Thank you, Kamal. Thank you, Nim. Thank you, everyone.